you know, well, segueing out of that into we're talking about popular. No matter how much, whether or not they're in the middle of the Western Conference standings, or whether or not they're in the top or the bottom, the Lakers are the straw that stirs the drink right now in the NBA. And it's crazy because it's even more than the Warriors, right? And the Warriors are the champions, but LeBron is in LA, and that's what everybody's talking about. So I got a question for you, Books. If you're the Lakers, you're Magic Johnson, you're Jeannie Buss, you're Rob Pelinka, you're all the people in charge, and you have an option at the end of this season. You can only have one, right? Do you want KD or AD? Kevin Durant or Anthony Davis?
Okay, so in a perfect world where nobody ever gets hurt, I want Anthony Davis. But in the real world, where Anthony Davis is always hurt, I want Kevin Durant. For me, it's pretty open and shut right there. Because the thing about Anthony Davis, I mean, his game is still growing. He's an excellent player, great motor, great attitude, plays both sides of the ball excellently. You know, comes up with new skills all the time, has virtually no ceiling. If he was healthy, he would always be in the conversation for absolute best player in the league. If he was healthy and if he wasn't on a, pretty mediocre team, mediocre to bad team. And with playing with LeBron, his skill set is the kind of skill set that a superstar can have next to LeBron, right? Like he's a guy who catches the ball as opposed to passes the ball, as opposed to bringing the ball up. He's a guy who finishes plays as opposed to a guy who starts plays, which LeBron loves. Now, I do think if they were on the same squad, they would still need a player who could create their own shot at the end of games. I think in a close game against a very talented team, you don't want LeBron going to the free throw line. You don't want Anthony Davis creating his shot against an elite team. That could get you to the finals, but it won't get you to championship reliably, right? I think LeBron does need a Kyrie Irving type player, Dwayne Wade type player who can go one-on-one and get his shot in order to win the championship. And for that purpose, KD's better, obviously. But I look at KD right now, I don't love the way his game meshes with LeBron's game. Obviously, they're both great players. KD can shoot, but KD got a little attitude, and KD, similar to LeBron, slows the game down in an ISO kind of way. So even though KD's more of a shooter and less of a passer, they're largely the same guy from a scheme standpoint. They catch it in some of the same places. They do a lot of the same things, and they require some of the same stuff from their offensive parts. And it's coming out more and more that LeBron is not a good off-the-ball player.
I don't know if I agree with that.
It's just true, so you should.
No, I don't think so. LeBron is one of the best cutters.
He's not.
Oh,
he's solid, but because here's the thing. The best cutters play mind games with their opponent off the ball. LeBron is just athletic, so he can be mediocre at playing off the ball and still finish. And he's also got a really high IQ. But if you watch LeBron off the ball, a lot of times he goes a little Westbrook and just starts standing around. He sets good screens, so he's not a mellow. He's not a horrible off-the-ball player, but he's not an excellent off-the-ball player. Like, say, Anthony Davis, who's an excellent off-the-ball player. Klay Thompson is an excellent off-the-ball player. Steph Curry is an excellent off-the-ball player. LeBron James is a mediocre off-the-ball player. He's not a good off-the-ball player.
No, I can't. I'm not. Really, I can't.
That's very clear to everybody who's ever watched him play.
I cannot go with he's a mediocre off-the-ball player. No, he's not a mediocre anything except for a free throw shooter. Yes, that's what he's a mediocre at. He's not mediocre.
Right now. He's a mediocre defender.
Okay, right now, he's a flip it on and flip it off type of a defender. So
yeah,
in the grand scheme of things,
let's challenge this for a second. How good of a catch and shoot player is LeBron James?
No, that's not his game. I mean, he can do it.
That's an off-the-ball skill, though.
No. But there's more to that than that. I mean, how good of a catch and shoot guy is Anthony Davis? He's not in that situation very often.
The difference between those two is at Anthony Davis's position, he doesn't have to be as good of a catch and shoot player as any wing player because the guy defending him is coming out of the paint and doesn't want to come out of the paint. You know what I'm
But
saying?
the position that LeBron plays, and more so than the position, the role that he plays doesn't require for him to be a great spot up shooter, catch and shoot guy either, because he's
Which is a
very
good thing
rare.
because he's not.
It's very he's very rarely
No,
in
but you
that
look at
position.
by comparison, you look at his peers, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, all much better catch and shoot threes than he is.
Everybody that you just named, with the exception of Kevin Durant, does not handle the ball anywhere as much. They're not the primary ball handlers on their team like LeBron is.
I'm not saying there's not reasons he's a mediocre off the ball player. I'm just saying he is.
No, I don't think
He's a
he's a
solid
me.
cutter. He sets decent screens, but overall, he's much more comfortable and valuable when he has the ball in his hand.
Absolutely. I'm not disputing that. I have a problem with the mediocre tag because I don't think that that's accurate.
Well, that's fine. You don't like the word, but the bottom line
I
is
don't.
okay,
The definition doesn't match. It doesn't.
I don't think he's an above average off the ball wing in the league. If you were only grading that skill, I really don't.
I think, and also you have to look at it this way too. Did you feel that way when he was in Cleveland with Kyrie?
Yeah.
No way. No way. He ran great two-man basketball with Kyrie.
That's two-man basketball. That's not the same thing as being an overall great off-the-ball player.
I mean, well, if that's honestly, if you think about it,
let's clear this up, because when you're a great off-the-ball player, that means that your team can get high or equal value running the offense through somebody else, which is the central issue with LeBron James. Because if you look at the Golden State Warriors, they get high value running the offense through Draymond and Steph Curry, because Kevin Durant is equally dangerous off the ball. The same thing for Kawhi Leonard, and we talked about this on the show, and you agreed. Kawhi Leonard is one of the most excellent superstars at being a role player for several minutes and letting other people run the offense and then stepping in and being a go-to guy, which is incredible. But LeBron does not have that ability. He clearly
I can't say that he doesn't have that ability. What I can say is that he's never in that role. We're talking about all of these people that you're talking about are people who have played on teams with multiple stars, or they played in systems where the system is extremely balanced. LeBron doesn't play in that type of system. And the only time he ever the only time he's ever played off of or alongside superstars, he has played well off the ball. He played excellent off the ball in Miami, off of Dwayne Wade, off of Chris Bosh. He played excellent off the ball with Kyrie for the time that they were there.
And
you can't judge his.
I think what happened in Miami was they said, look, we just have to give him the ball because it ain't working when we let Dwayne Wade be Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh be Chris Bosh. This offense is a mess. They gave him the ball and everybody else became role players. And that's why people who run the offense through themselves don't want to play with LeBron, because they don't get a turn.
Well, I mean, I definitely agree that to play with LeBron, LeBron's perfect. This is LeBron's perfect setup. LeBron's perfect setup is another guy that can create off the dribble. I agree with you there. Two shooters, okay, and a big who is a garbage man type big. Tyson Chandler, Tristan Thompson.
Finish and
that's his perfect setup.
Rebound. Yeah,
that's his perfect setup. The only person who he really gets the only time he really truly gets an opportunity to show his off-ball talent in that particular setup is when the other shot creator has the ball. And because outside of that, the two shooters are shooting. LeBron's only job off the ball after that is to go to the glass. That's his job, to go to the glass. And we both know he goes to the glass. That's an off-the-ball skill too. When you're not taking the shot and you're going to the glass to get offensive rebounds. That's an off-the-ball skill as well. On top of that, then when you have the Dwayne Wade or you have the Kyrie and you're running screen and roll with them, dude, I can't even tell you how many times I've seen Kyrie.
Him being I said he's a good screener. I mean, he's a solid screener.
But
he's not Draymond Green, but
my point is this: in the situations that LeBron has been in, the off-ball responsibilities that he's had, he's excelled at.
I mean, excelled is a
I
strong
mean,
word.
it's different. It's different if I tell LeBron, okay, we want you to be this is how we're going to judge your off-ball efficiency. We're going to ask you to knock down jump shots out of the corner all day because we're just going to stand you in a corner and have you go baseline to baseline because we got other guys that are going to create. Then that's not his game anyway. You know, that's not his game. He's not a great shooter. Anyway,
I mean, he's definitely a good enough shooter to play that role excellently. And here's the thing: it's not about him handing over the offense to other players. It's about him being in a system where he has a more well-rounded role. But at the end of the day, if LeBron, especially at this point in his career, but I said this when he was in Cleveland, people don't want to play with LeBron James. That's a myth. Role players like playing with LeBron James. Superstars who have the ball in their hands don't enjoy it because he does not facilitate them having the ball in their hands. He facilitates him having the ball in his hands.
I honestly,
real quick, this is not even a criticism because when he has the ball in his hands, he's one of the most productive NBA players.
But see, I think it becomes a criticism when you use a term like mediocre.
Well,
that's when it becomes a criticism.
He's mediocre at that.
No, it's not.
Just on the strength that he's not a catch and shoot player in any capacity, just off the strength that when's the last time you seen LeBron come off a screen and take a jumper?
I've seen him just maybe a couple nights ago.
When's the last time you seen LeBron stand in the corner and take that shot you're talking about? He can cut. And sometimes
when do you see him? You very rarely see him off in a corner staying still. One of the reasons why is because he is an active body on offense. I give you all of the criticism about the way LeBron's overall defense has declined, especially over the last 3 to 4 years. I give you that. He plays defense in spurts. And a sad thing is that, and it's not a sad thing because it's inevitable, but Russell Westbrook has started to do the same thing. Russell's not, but Russell,
you cannot compare what Russell's doing to what LeBron's doing.
Dude, Russell does not defend Russell gets beat backdoor a lot more now.
Well, no, he always got beat backdoor. That's the biggest weakness in his defense.
It's happening more now.
Is that because he's coming off of 2 injuries?
It could be that, and it could also be because he's 30.
I would say, but the fact that Oklahoma City is the best defensive team in the league.
Yeah.
If you watch some of the defensive plays that Westbrook makes, like literally some of the defensive plays he makes are amazing.
Same thing with LeBron.
No, LeBron doesn't know. I'm not talking about blocks and stuff. I'm talking about dirty plays, like getting back on D, covering one guy, guarding much bigger people in the post, and then switching out to somebody on the perimeter. He does little things that really, really good defenders do. The problem is he ball watches sometimes. That's always been a problem of his. LeBron is conserving energy. I don't know if you can accuse Westbrook of conserving energy so much as conserving maybe attention, which is different because that's a different kind of flaw. LeBron is just like this. I've been to the finals 100 times. I'm not defending in the regular season if I don't have to.
No matter what the route you took to get there, it's still the same thing.
No, because Westbrook did this when he was 22 years old.
But
he was worse when he was 22 years old.
I'm telling you, it's worse now. And like it could be because of the injury. It could be because of the injuries. It could be because he's 30. But he makes a lot more defensive mistakes now than he did before. And then he was recently in recent seasons. And like you said, it could have something to do with the injuries. I just have a problem if you call in LeBron James a mediocre off the ball player, because I don't think I would love to hear what and only respond in the comments if you can legitimately call yourself not a LeBron hater, because all of you people that was burning jerseys and all this kind of crap and 23 minus 6 equals LeBron or whatever you do, whatever kind of little stuff you would, if that's you, then don't even say nothing in the comments. But if you have a legitimate objective opinion, is LeBron James a mediocre off the ball player? Please put it in the comments. And I just want to say before you do it, if you say that he is, you're wrong. So I just wanted to, you're the same, just as wrong as Nelson.
If he was very good at it, they do it more.
That's not true. Because if I'm a 55% shooter from the free throw line and a couple feet out, but I could get a dunk, I'm going to always take the drive to the basket, because even though I'm a good shooter from this distance, This is an even higher percentage.
You just
LeBron is a more effective
Cavaliers game.
player with the ball.
LeBron is taking step back threes right now, like a lot of them too. Like,
yeah, he is. He's definitely taking step back threes. But man, I'm just trying to. All I'm saying is the word mediocre.
and I'm a Lakers fan. I like LeBron on
heavy.
the team. You know, but you didn't tell the people who you would choose.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have to do that because you took us down the street talking about LeBron and mediocre defense. You should be ashamed of yourself anyway. But first and foremost, let me talk. I would take Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I would do this is purely, it's all about age. All about age. Because if I'm the Lakers, I want to get a player who I can build around after LeBron leaves, or once LeBron actually starts to show some significant decline in his skill. Kevin Durant's 30. Okay. If I get Kevin Durant, and yes, he's going to play at an elite level probably for the next 4 years, probably. No doubt. Probably at an elite level. But the next guy I get that I'm pairing up with LeBron, I'm trying to pair this guy up for LeBron to pass the torch to this guy to be the guy that we now are building around. I do think that, I mean, clearly, AD would be the greatest big LeBron ever had a chance to play with. And second place ain't even close. I mean, what are you talking about? Zadrunas Ilgauskas or something? I mean, Chris Bosh is probably second place. Yeah. Chris Bosh is second place. So I guess it's somewhat close, because Bosh was a heck of a player and he just didn't get enough credit. People forget Bosh was like,
he was like 24 and 12.
24 and 12 with the Raptors, and people started acting like he didn't know how to play. Yeah. But whatever. But I would take AD. I agree with you that they still would need a perimeter guy who could get his own shot. He doesn't even have to be a complete player. He just needs to be a scorer. Doesn't have to be a great two-way guy and all that. He needs to be a flat-out guy that can get.
And that's why I say Durant, because I don't think every team has to be perfect to win a championship.
No, they don't.
And I think in the case of LeBron James, I think that's what Miami was. Miami was not a perfect team. No. They just did what they did better than other teams did what they did. And they were super athletic. Really great defense. LeBron's defensive prime is, I think, one of the great superstar defensive primes there were back in those times. So I'm not just trashing him to trash him. I'm really comparing him to himself. He was excellent. Like, except for like a Scottie Pippen or something like that. Like, he was up there. He was a defensive nightmare. I mean, you're a Chicago fan, so you saw it. Like, you
don't have to say that. You don't have to say that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. You don't have to do that at all.
It's still you can't still be hurt after all this
time. I don't because I felt a Derrick Rose thing coming. I felt that.
It's not about Derrick Rose, man. It's about
it felt like
the
that
fact
was
that you saw up close his defensive prime. I know you watched those games very closely. That's all it was, man. Look, Derrick Rose right now is playing excellent basketball.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
He looks great.
Yes.
I hope this continues. I hope he's where he is.
Yes.
I hope the Timberwolves continue to play well. He's covering up for Andrew Wiggins' mediocrity. That's right.
Yes. Now there you go. I'm with you with the M word now.
Well, it actually
mediocrity. I'm with you.
And there is a standard too, because LeBron is an elite player. Andrew Wiggins is a guy who is grossly overpaid. Yeah. So Andrew Wiggins on the surface is a mediocre player, but per cost, he's actually a bad player.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
If you just took the salaries and everything else out of it, he's mediocre. That's part of what I'm saying about LeBron. It's like, look, compared to the rest of his skills, yeah, I would definitely say his off-ball skill is mediocre compared to everything else he does. But I'm not going to get to that. What I'm going to get into is his defense. It used to be excellent, and those teams did well by being excellent in that way. If he had KD, those guys could play imperfect basketball in the finals, and just with LeBron and KD out there giving the ball to KD at the end of the game, LeBron playing playoff LeBron defense, KD playing his defense, you surround those guys, it might just be too much for you in the finals. And that's why I would still say I would go with KD, because I think the upper end of that is where you would get. Whereas with AD, it looks more like the perfect LeBron team. I just don't believe that kid's gonna be healthy, man. I just need to see it.
I'm a Derrick Rose guy, So I have patience when it comes to health.
Yes, you do.
I have patience.
On that one, we both can agree on that one.
Yes, I have patience when it comes to health. So there we go.
Pocket, I'll be weak. I'm rather unique.